Hey, this is Azeroth the Gaming Orc, and we're going to talk about a few of the bugs that are in Demonology. It's right now Tuesday. They just reset the servers, and I noticed that a couple of the bugs still exist, so we're going to confirm a few bugs and point out a few bugs. Demonology is by far one of the best specs to play, at least as far as the fun factor. It's a shame, though, that there's still a lot of bugs in the spec that kind of limit its full potential. Hopefully these will be worked out. But if not, this video is to help out in identifying some of the bugs that currently exist. So the first bug I want to point out is summon vilefiend. You know, I think this talent is awesome. You can summon a vilefiend, but the problem is the vilefiend is at level 110. If I highlight over it, you can see that it's actually at 110. And you see the HP on it actually is only 13.6k HP, which is not very much, considering some classes apparently can do 10k DPS per second. You know, if you're in a PvP situation, it could just get dropped in like less than a second too. So the problem with vilefiend is that its damage needs to be 10 levels higher and probably scale with your character's gear as you're in some way. So that's definitely a bug. The next bug is actually with Nether Portal. We have the same problem, and you know, I love Nether Portal too. I think it's a great spell. So let's cast Nether Portal and see the same problem here. Let's see if I can just get some demons out. One thing that's nice about it is that there's lots of demons. If I just cast this thing, I can see these pets also from the same problem exists. You can see my Void Terror there. I'm trying to select some of the other ones. There's another one. That's Dreadstalker's correctly leveled. You can see here's another one. The Bile Scourge thing that was level 110. So all these guys are level 110. So that's very problematic. Again, it really nerfs the damage quite a bit. So the same bug that exists for summoning random guys out of your inner demons is bugged as well. Inner demons will sometimes summon random minions to attack that'll come and spawn out for you. There's a 10% chance it'll spawn like a special demon, really, which is just really cool. So here we go. We have a special demon here that came out. The Wrathguard, you can see I'm highlighting over it. It's again level 110. And normally it looks like it's hitting it for about 95 or 197 damage. The Imp is hitting for 290, so the special demons, I figured they'd be doing a lot more damage too, considering they're like quote-unquote specialized demons. Again, stuff that should be just scaling with your gear. So another issue is Whiplash. Whiplash is on a 6-second cooldown. It's pretty good for PvP. It's a way to snare your opponent actually for 10 seconds. So this is a new ability in BFA. The problem is that, see, there's a 10-second cooldown. It's on 6 seconds, and it needs to keep reapplying this when it's off. So the computer tries to optimize it, and see there's about a 1 or 2 second delay where the opponent could actually get out of the Whiplash. It really should be reapplying this every time it's on cooldown. This isn't so much as a bug as the computer is trying to optimize its cooldown, because if you switch targets, it doesn't want to reapply that cooldown to it. So if I manually apply it, let's see what happens. So it actually lasts 10 seconds on their opponent here, and I can actually just, I'd have to manually trigger that for that to go off. With inner demons, while you're in combat, you only get one demon per time, I've noticed. But while you're out of combat, you constantly can spawn sort of 2 demons. So each demon, I think, is only up for about 12 seconds. And what'll happen is, as this demon disappears, they lose their energy. So he respawns over here. So sometimes you have like 1 demon out, sometimes you have 2 demons out. So when you use Power Siphon, like, see there's a window here where I will only hit 1 demon. So that's more of a criticism, that you might not be able to get 2 demons for your Power Siphon. So it actually weakens the strength of Power Siphon out. Let me show you what I mean. So there's 2 demons out right now. Oh, you see there kind of shows my point. There was 1 demon that vanished there. During the vanishing process, I only got 1 demonic core out of that instead of 2. So there should be a way that I should always have 2 demons out, so It just increases the frequency and the consistency of actually having 2 demonic cores out. Yeah, it would probably boost Demonology's DPS very slightly, but it would actually just add to the convenience factor. So there's 2 now up. So now I have 2 demonic cores instead of just 1. And that kind of highlights a little bit of a bug with the combo synergy between Inner Demons and Power Siphon. It's just a little, again, it's not a full-fledged bug because I don't consider it to be an error in the code or anything like that. But I see it as more like a convenience issue where there should be like constantly 2 demons out to hit your Power Siphon. I guess there would be a little bit of overlap, so you might even get the 3rd demon out. But that's really, I mean, I don't know how much of a big deal that really is. Now, last hit didn't even register because he disappeared. That's potentially another bug. So I'm based on this distance here, which is some arbitrary distance. So there he crit, so that one registered. 2, 3, 4, 5, and see, that's the bug that people are talking about. The 5th one does not hit. You see the numbers did not go up. So we go back in the combat log, and it actually does not show up in my combat log either. It just says your Shadow Bolt hit my actions, and it doesn't show my demon's damage that my demon is doing. So that's one of the bugs that people are talking about how the last bolt, as the imp is disappearing, doesn't register the damage. So that's a bug that they need to fix. It's based off travel time. I think it has to do with distance and the bolt and the imp's ability to be up. So when you implode an imp straight up, it does about 6% more damage. So I take 1472 divided by 1395, which is 5 times 279. That's going to do around, again, 5-6% more damage when you implode your imps initially. And it's also sort of instantaneous damage. Now, people have noticed, that's another bug, that when a target is moving around, the imps actually, like, if I direct them at the target, they actually like implode like near on the ground, basically. So if your target, like say it's a PvP target, does like an evasive move, it actually doesn't register the attack. It'll actually won't even damage them. And so there's like a discrepancy between what the receiving player sees and what we see in our damage log. So to go back at it though, besides just Implosion being a little buggy by itself, if you actually throw your imp at the target, you're going to do about 5% more damage. Now the trick is that that's a global cooldown. So that's when you're not, global cooldown is it's actually 1 second. So you only want to do Implosion when you're doing against multiple targets. So instead of an imp throwing a bolt at, one target, you don't want to do that. Also does Demonic Tyrant affect Implosion? So let's look at that. And just send my imps at the target, and it does not affect Implosion. So Demonic Tyrant is going to affect the bolt ability. You'll see that the imp is casting and he's doing a lot more damage. He's doing in the 300s now, over that's 279. So he actually does, again, probably 15% more damage like the tooltip is suggesting, or maybe even a little more. If your Demonic Tyrant is out, it's very single, your imps are going to do great single target damage. And that's what you want to do. And then when you have multiple targets, essentially probably even 2 or more targets, you want to implode your imps when you can, when you're on global cooldown. But with single target, you are going to be casting Shadow Bolt or a Demon Bolt in between your cooldowns in your rotation. So Implosion is not bad, right? It's not a bad spell, but it's just a slightly buggy spell too. Like I said, when people are moving around, it might not trigger all the time, and so that's a little bit of a bug in it. I'm saying to attack this target by hitting F1, and the problem is my imps, they're just standing around. They're not charging up to attack. He has to walk all the way over there. He finally hits it, and you see my demon is actually attacking, but my imps are not attacking. They're actually waiting for my character to attack, even though it's considered to be, these are pets essentially. And what I'm trying to say is all the pets should be on a cooldown. So if I summon a vilefiend on a target, it doesn't even attack that target, even though I've essentially cast an active spell. I hit F1 to attack again, and then my vilefiend is just standing there. See, it's the same problem. Like, basically these summon pets don't do anything until I actually cast an active spell. And see, when I cast Shadow Bolt or Doom, you know, then finally the pets will start attacking. And so I say, okay, follow me. You can see my pets are still attacking this guy. And you see I summoned with the inner demons. That's a really cool feature. It actually summons the demon right on top of the target I'm attacking. So that's one kind of, again, cool feature that inner demons has. What these guys are saying is threatening, it says a very minor bug, that threatening presence doesn't work. Threatening presence is a really nice tip, actually. So I'm going to show you what they're talking about. In dungeons, you're like, man, why is my Felguard dying in dungeons a lot? Well, the reason why it's dying is because you still have this taunt ability turned on called Threatening Presence. We want to go to my pet. I hit K for me, and it opens up my spell book tab and stuff. And in here, I can find Threatening Presence. It should be alphabetical. It's on the second page here. So it intimidates any target to for the Felguard attack, increasing threat generation. Always, if I'll right click to toggle auto cast, I can keep it on. So I just actually, I take that and I bind that to my key, and I want to turn this off. So, and I think it's like if the happy face, this like face figure is showing, I just have it turned off.